Good evening, student. So actually, today this video I'm going to make for the third lesson of our history. The name of the third lesson is The Making of a Global World. So the first point in this lesson that we will discuss first, that is the Silk Route. The Silk Route linked the world. Silk Route linked the world. The name of this point, and so many students told me that through to explain this topic again. So that's what I'm going to explain this topic. So student, the name of the lesson is that the making of a global world. So means how world become a global. How means one thing reached in other nations. How other, today we are calling globalization, means how one, company MNCs are going in other countries, and at the same time, when that companies come to India, they also brought or they also bring their cultures, knowledge, technology, all these things also shared at the same time. Means when one company when any one company or any monk or the preachers or the missionaries, when they go in other countries, they don't give only that particular things, but also they share the culture and knowledge. But student, in ancient India or ancient world, how this process did not start only 100 or 200 or 300 years ago, but 1000 or 2000 years ago this process started, because the Silk Route. The Silk Route, silk, you all know that what is silk and that. So means by using this route, people were making trade of this silk. Means this silk was going to Europe from China, and there is not only one route that is called Silk Route. There are so many different routes were called the Silk Route. Means some routes were going to Europe, some routes going to North Africa, some some routes were going to in other parts of the Asia. Then at the same time, when these traders were using missionaries, pilgrims, preachers, monks, when they were using these routes, so at the same time they were trading also, and they were sharing culture, knowledge, and technique and food, disease, all these things also was exchanging in hand by hand. So the Silk Route played a very important role in the making of world global, because when these Asians, especially from Chinese people were trading with Asia and North Africa, and not only silk or the cotton, but also the other vessels or the pots were they were giving, they were taking, they were carrying to Europe or the Asia, Africa, and in returns they were bringing back precious metals, silver, gold, and some other metals were also they were bringing back to China. So once upon a time, China and India, these were the dominating countries in the world. So also once upon a time, you didn't know about that, but India, China, these are the richest country at that time. Just 1000 or 1000 or 2000 years ago, these countries were called very richest country because of these reasons. From same thing, from India was trading of the spices, some other cottons, textiles, whatever, that they were exporting, or they were exporting in other parts of the world, and returning, coming back to again Asia, they were bringing so many precious metals. So that's why these countries, and we all know that India is called Sone ki Chidiya. So many times I told that. So that is really truth, and really that is truth. But later what happened? So this is the importance of the Silk Route. Means however the name of the route is Silk Route, but not only silk were traveling, so many other things were also traveled by this route. And that's why the first point they have given here, because this route played a very important role to make world global world. So second point, the food travels, spaghetti and potato. This is the second point very briefly. Okay, so the same route was used to travel the other things also. Means the name of the top, though so many students are not understanding what is food spaghetti and potato we all know that, but food spaghetti, the above just I told you that how Silk Route were using for trade. So same thing, so many new vegetables was not known for the Europe or for India. Means for example, they have given here one example of the noodle. So noodle was very famous in China, but when it travels to Europe, so name of the noodles became spaghetti. Means the food item is same, but name is different. So when the Chinese monk or Chinese traders went to Europe, so the name of the noodles became a spaghetti. So that's all. That's it. There is nothing else. And pasta in some in Asian countries or Arabic countries, it is called the pasta. It's same. And India also, we know that the same noodle were also there. So so many other things were there also. Other vegetables, tomato, groundnuts, soya, brinjals, all these things they have given here in your textbook. This is not known for till means 500 years ago. मतलब 500 साल पहले लोगों को ये भी नहीं, मतलब इतना ज़्यादा फेमस नहीं था ये टोमेटो वगैरह. सो ये अभी आए, मतलब नए आए, ज़्यादा दिन नहीं है उनको. सो दीज आर वेरी न्यू, मतलब these are very new for us. So about they have given here potato. So why they have given here special name of the potato? Because when this crop newly introduced in Europe, so people of Europe become very habitants or the addiction to eat potato or to consume potato. But once upon a time, means 90 to 70%, 70 to 80, 90% people depends on potato crops or their main vegetables for eating every day. So they are totally depend on this potato for everyday foods. Like same thing, every day we eat rice, dal, chapati. Some people always they want in each and every meal they want rice, dal, vagara, that all that thing. So same thing about these European people, they were totally depends on the potato. But once upon a time, what happened? So potato crop totally lost or fail because of disease or the rain, and in that year so many people died in Europe because of the fall of the potato crops. So these are the things they have given here. I hope, means 2 points I have explained here. Means how food travels from one country to another countries at the same time when people were making business or the trade. जब वो ट्रेड करते होंगे तो उनके साथ वो अपना खुद का कल्चर भी, अपनी लैंग्वेज, अपनी संस्कृति, ये भी मतलब ट्रांसफर होता. तो ऐसे मतलब वर्ल्ड, इन दिस वे वर्ल्ड स्टार्टेड टू बिकम अ ग्लोबल. मीन्स हाउ मीन्स दीज थिंग्स इंट्रोड्यूस. आज आप हम देखते हैं कि आज एक चीज़, मतलब एक ही चीज़ होती है, वो आप यूरोप में भी देखते हैं, वो अमेरिका में भी देखते हैं, बहुत सारे अदर कंट्री में भी आप देखते हो. So same thing then, in the second point, one point I forgot to tell you, Christopher Columbus, you might have heard, he discovered the America continent. America means not only North America, but when I said America, so America means North America, South America, and the Caribbean. So Christopher Columbus discovered that vast land, and at that time also where so many new vegetables also introduced at that time, and then these that crops started to export or the imports from America to Europe and Europe to Asia. So these are the way they have given here. I hope you have understood these both the topics. So thank you.